This will be the last video for the 99 Sport soft top. The work's just about all done. I've got somebody put a deposit on it. Someone's been asking about it throughout the whole project. So they made a commitment to buy it. I did put 4 new radial all-terrain Pirelli tires on there. Customer didn't want to deal with the bias ply and have to replace them soon, so that's done. And the last thing we want to do today is I just have this one soft spot in the frame. The passenger side's fine, inside and out. The driver's side is it's all fixed on the inside, but the outside started flaking away when we were fixing the inner part. So we're going to just break all the scale away, see what we have to work with, and see how big of a piece has to be sectioned in there. I got most of the rust plasma cut out, but the edges are pretty bad. The plasma was turning on, turning off. I think thin rusty metal is just so bad a conductor that the arc couldn't stay consistent. So we'll go back as far as we have to get some decent metal to weld to, but looks pretty good up in this area. Looks good here. A little thin there, but I don't want to go too high because then I'll have to pull the inner fender. I just don't want to get into that right now. So it looks pretty solid otherwise. I'll cut a little further back here, clean it up a bit, and take this opportunity, probably get an air blower and blow all the debris out of the frame down this way while we have this gaping hole in the side. And I'll find get this cleaned up, cut out as much as I had to get to good metal. It's thick here in the front, thick all the way across the top, and as you can see, the bottom is thick. You see the back side of the repair made to the inside of the frame. That's where the control arm bracket mounts up. So could this have used a full auto rust replacement piece? Yes, would have been ideal, but you know, it's just these 2 spots. The rest of the frame is spotless, so I'm going the easy way on this one, and hopefully the next owner will keep it clean inside and limit the amount of rust that occurs. So I blew out all the debris from inside the frame, and there she is. It's going to be a good ½ pound of rust down there, but so that's all cleaned out. Make up a plate. Got some straight cuts there, 1 curve on the bottom, and I'm not going to plate over it. I'm going to plate inside. I'll fill the hole and keep the outside flush. Well, the patch is made. Had some steel hanging around, and not a terrible fit, but we've got to cut it out. It fits flush with the hole in the frame. I've got a magnet holding it on there now. A little bit of gap on the back there. I chamfered the edges of the patch with the grinder just to get a better, deeper weld in there. So it's all good metal around it. That's 1/8 inch or 3/16 steel that I cut the patch out of. And let's get the edges ground up a bit and tack it in there, see how she looks. The patch is welded in. Took a while to get the temperature and the wire speed dialed in. I don't do this every day, but eventually by the end here on the back side we got a nice smooth weld. The rest of it can be ground down smooth. That's no problem, but the main thing is the patch is flush with the rest of the frame rather than just stuck on top of the frame. Be clean. Next decision is whether to try to duplicate the factory hole in the patch Yeah, probably not. That hole's just a source of aggravation, and it's not going to really add anything to it. A patch is a patch. I don't have to cut the hole in it, so we'll get that ground up and get some primer on there and get this thing out the door. And here's the completed repair. Ground down all those welds and got it pretty smooth, but with the primer and the texture undercoating, you can see a little bit of the outline of the patch, but yeah, first glance you won't even notice it. So that's all set. We'll get this thing cleaned up and move it along.